Hey, greetings, fellow Slaying agents in the wild. Welcome back to another episode. It's been a little quiet on the shout-out home front, so there's no reason to spend a whole lot of time in the intro. I will say, though, don't be a stranger to our YouTube channel over at Roll20. Drop me a comment, because you know what? I live for the intros, to give you guys your shout-outs and to interact with one of you, so let me know. All right. Let's warm up our dice and top off our glasses. Roll the Hard 20 presents episode 3 of our homebrewed scenario, Playthings. Enjoy.
I can make him a couple ounces heavier.
Knowing stuff that he shouldn't know. Perhaps we need to clean him.
Well,
Clean the cleaner.
The thing is, and I wanted to wait till Sam jumped on too, but it's always been a point where, as time has gone on, the cleanup has been less and less.
Yeah.
You know, like it's been more of, oh, call Heisenberg, he'll clean up the place for you. You know, call the agency, they'll get it handled, and then eventually. I was thinking, we got to like bring this in sharpen the focus of this. So,
Yeah, but we're not equipped to do all this cleanup, man.
no, and there are times when you can clean up, and there's times when you need to call.
Great.
But
We'll
he's
fucking
talking
burn
about
everything.
the stuff that got left behind, things that
Everything is on fire. All of us have matches. It's like,
well, now you could talk to Johan and let him know why,
fucking Rohan.
so he can pass it
whatever
on
the fuck
to
his
the
name
to the
is.
Pope.
Fuck that guy. Coming in all hot, giving us attitude.
Yeah, each took a high offense to that and giving it back to him.
I actually like that. I was, in my
Did that with O'Rourke too. Anytime someone of authority gives it the least a bit of shit, I'm like, well, cool, man.
Yeah.
It's always been my thought that because of each's background, that he's more decisive. Like I know there's times that you'll say, hey, what would each do in this situation? Would he actually just take this guy out? Or I'm like, yeah, absolutely. He's the type of guy that would put the jack blade against somebody's head and just walk away,
Yep.
because that's the most direct route. Is just, okay, this seems to be the problem. Well, the finger's kind of frayed up. It's this way. Okay, cut off the hand. Problem solved. Now we don't have to go any further. Finger's no longer a problem. Neither are the other
he's
fingers.
torn between two lives, basically, from the old ruthless type one to also having a family life, to forsaking all the family stuff to make sure they're safe, to then getting that fucking lycanthropic wolf spirit and them urging him to fucking clean up the neighborhoods. And now that he's free of that, apparently, now he's sort of lost it. And he's a man of many faces, especially after doing this, worrying about family to fucking confronting giant monsters hand to hand. Like
I would even think that he's different than he used to be, though, too, because of the lycanthropy no longer being in him.
the rage. Yeah.
Yeah, like after having gone MIA and then coming back and just feeling this whole torrent of stuff going through him, and then his son Kage coming back also, I would just think that he would be put together in a different way now. Where when he first got on the scene with the agency, he had just left that lifestyle and he was trying to do right. He was trying to do the things that needed to be done, but he was kind of hesitant in like taking somebody out because honor wise. But I think that what we've seen through acquired taste and borrowed souvenirs and stuff, and even during Science and Signs, that he would be ready just to, that's it, let's just take this out. And
It's the people who deserve it. Like in the previous one, where he just let the Yeti get that guy. It's like, well, yeah, he was a piece of shit. He fucking killed his father,
yeah,
But then he'll also go out of his way not to kill a guy, a mentally disturbed guy who's trying to attack him with a screwdriver. So
it's one of those things like,
it's only if they deserve it.
That person could only be perceived as a threat if you allowed him to be a threat. I'll remove myself from the situation, and then he's not a threat anymore. Whereas the Yeti is a predominant threat, and so was Holloway. These people were threats, and so taking them out is not a problem.
Yeah.
But
using them specifically as bait.
yeah,
Like, here you go.
yeah.
Like,
I mean, dangling one shitty fish in front of a bigger, shittier fish, just so you can get, like, let them thin their own ranks down or taper themselves down so you can then get the attack on somebody.
let's see if his bullets work.
Yeah. All right, well, let me lead us in, and we'll see how you feel about Johan.
We don't like him. F that guy.
Greetings, fellow slingers. Welcome back to World Hard 20. It is I, your trusted handler, Brian, with me, my hard slingers of yore.
Fucking stick it in your Richter.
Yeah.
Tony, are you there?
I'm here. I am here.
Wake up.
I'm woke.
Let me hear.
No, I'm not woke.
That's a Pacific Coast right there, man. It's still like 6 a.m.
Episode 3 of our homebrewed scenario, Playthings. So, after going through the Trasco residence, you come out and you see an individual there dressed up like a priest. He introduced himself as Father Johann Richter, the Pope's personal exorcist, who's actually here to evaluate your investigation and see how that goes, because it's come down from the powers that be above him, who are also above you, that you guys are not taking care of your business correctly. So you're currently en route to the New Iberia Police Department. He asked for a ride. He said, get in the back of the Charger. Johan gets in the back.
I'll be in the back seat with him,
Okay.
just in case he gets a little spicy. I'll add a little bit of our own Chipotle Tabasco New Iberia seasoning to his fucking sriracha.
Now we're talking.
And you saw, like, when you started bracing him, how he flexed a little, and you saw that he was strapped too. So he's definitely a mechanic as well. Definitely a wet worker.
A technician.
Yes.
Little bitch.
Thank you.
Check my oil, dipstick.
Who's driving?
And Desso's driving.
So, Father Richter, what is it you wish to know?
Well, get me up to speed on the Trasco family. What are you thinking?
Well, currently, we haven't really been able to think of anything or evaluate any evidence we did pick up. What we know is the family is deceased except for one daughter, 7-year-old Maxine. She's been taken for observation. There are some pieces of evidence that are not what the police would be looking at, but things that we definitely would look at.
Enlighten me.
Well, there was some sort of circle, I should say half circle of dolls in her room. Nothing out of the ordinary for most normal investigators, a girl having a tea party. But when we look at that, there's a half circle of various dolls with one missing. Where is that other one? Where did it come from? Does she have it? Is it with her now?
And you believe it was this mother that killed the family and then took her own life?
Well, the mother definitely appears to be the one that killed the family, though we don't know if she did it on her own accord or if there was something within her. Adesso, you had some information about how she died and what she last saw. Did you want to fill in the good father here for us?
Sure.
And you guys are barreling down the road, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
What happened was, when she decided to kill herself, she was staring directly at the refrigerator and the photographs that were on the refrigerator. So I took a picture of the refrigerator. Here, take a look. You tell me if you notice anything.
I see a lot of family pictures here.
Yeah.
This is mother. Friends of the family, possibly. An out of focus picture. Pictures of the young son with the lightsaber. Blue crystal. Would not have been recruited by the agency later on. Just family photos. I see. Okay. He hands the phone back to you.
Okay, we also have to find out about the other two families. We have not had a chance to even find their name. Well, we found their names just recently. Are you familiar with the other families at all? Do you know how they met their fate? Is it similar to this?
Well, I was aware that there were 2 other families in the local area that had been killed under similar circumstances over the past 6 weeks, but I don't know their names yet.
We have their names if you need them. Family Hooper and Family Claiborne.
Do you know which family expired first?
No, we have yet to talk to our contact that we need to meet, Detective Grady. We were informed by Detective Norris that he's the person that we should talk to. We must also follow up at the Iberia Medical Center, find about what's going on with Maxine, how she is, if she has that missing doll with her. So, and we also have a bunch of computer information downloaded by Agent Rice that we need to take a look at and see if there's any sort of connections. Now that we know the names of the families, we can cross-reference maybe some of the information we have and see if they were all part of the same church, part of the same bowling team, things like that.
Right. Well, it's getting later in the evening.
Are we keeping you up? Did you have somewhere you need to go? Because otherwise, we have work to do still.
No, we need to be quick about it because a lot of the places that we would want to inquire will be closed soon. So
What time is it, perchance, Handler?
a little after 7 right now.
Okay. Well, I guess we should probably go to see Detective Grady now.
Yep, that's
We
where
know
we're
that-
going.
Yeah.
That's
and
where
then-
Desso's taking everybody.
and
We're
then
going to go see
after-
Detective Grady and get more information. And I'm not sure how we're going to explain Father German over here.
We can bring the father to say that he's going to be joining us to see young Maxine and see if she's in need of any spiritual guidance.
Not
Yeah.
bad. I like that. So it's
I
about
like those
7.
doubloons.
Yeah, right. It's about 7:20 when you roll up to the new Iberia Police Department. Located in a 3-story building on Main Street, it backs against the Bayou Teche. By the time you arrive there, darkness in the sky has full occupancy. Odesso, you park the car. You see that there's a set of double doors, light emanating through the glass of which they are comprised of.
Walk in, talk to the receptionist, whoever they are, and say that we're here to see the friendly neighborhood detective, who I have to check my notes again.
Grady.
Grady. We're looking for Detective Grady.
She looks at you, eyebrows raised, and looks at the father behind you. He's on the 2nd floor. I'll buzz you agents and father through. See, there's an elevator at the back of the 1st floor. You enter the elevator, push the button, take it up to the 2nd floor. Upon arriving on the 2nd floor, you find yourselves at the entrance to a large bullpen. Desks seem scattered, yet there's an organization to their unorthodox layout. Men are conversing with each other, going over whatever it is they're dealing with. But towards the back, you see a tall, lean man, gray slacks, white button-up shirt with the sleeves rolled up. Detective Grady. And he looks at the 4 of you as you exit the elevator.
We walk over to him.
As you get closer to him, you see, although the man has this steel gray hair, he looks like he's in his mid-30s. You see he's in the process of pushing several pages into a manila folder as he's watching you approach him, and he says, "Can I help you, gentlemen?"
Yes. Good to meet you. I'm Agent Odesso. This is Agent Kimura, Agent Rice, and the father here. We're investigating.
Richter.
Yes, him. We're here to assist your department in the investigation of the recent murders, especially the ones over at the, well, let's put it bluntly. They're appearing to be very strange and ritualistic, so there may be something a little more to these murders than you guys see. And we're trying to get you guys involved in it before state police takes over.
Well, I'm afraid you're a little too late there, Agent, if you're talking about the Trasco family.
We are.
They are no longer my concern. This case, it's already been handed over to CID. Besides, it's a dead-end case, and now it's Inspector Lang's dead-end case. As are these. He's waving the manila in front of him. And if you want to follow me, I'll show you to Inspector Lang and introduce you for...
Is he also taking over the Hooper and Claiborne cases?
I'm not at liberty to say that. I know that he's picking up where I left off with the Trasco case. May I ask how you agents know about the Hooper family and the Claiborne family?
The agency has been keeping tabs on some of the unusual activity in this area. What appears to be 3 serial murders in the same area and within 3 months has drawn the attention of our unit.
Nobody said they were serial murders. Just simple... Wife got a little frustrated with the family and killed her family and took herself out.
That's why we're here, to make sure that we look at the evidence and show that it's obviously not one of these serial things. We just want to tie up this end before hopefully someone doesn't leak this and the people of New Iberia are worried about some serial killer. We want to make sure there's nothing to it, which I'm sure you guys have already done, but we haven't heard any of the information other than the names of the family. So we would appreciate maybe some time to talk with you about these previous families, and we can put together that they're not together.
Well, you could talk to Inspector Lang about that. As far as having any more interaction with me, I don't think it would be appropriate nor professional if another inspector has taken over the case. Everything else is going to have to
do it
be...
socially.
Okay, agents.
2 agents talking about the tough times they have at work. It doesn't have to be on the books. No names need to be attached if you prefer it that way.
We would like the impressions of the guy who was closest to the investigations, and that's you.
Do you have a business card where I could follow up with your agent in charge?
Well, budget's tight at the department, and we've just been relocated to a new division headquarters. Unfortunately, we don't have cards at this time, but you are free to inspect my ID if that be your pleasure. I can give you a phone number to contact us, and I hold up my cell phone.
Yeah. Here's my card. He hands you one of his business cards. Why don't you follow me and I'll take you down to where CID is holed up.
Understood. What's the jurisdictional hook that they used to take this from you guys?
They took it over under the pretense that they want a rapid solution to this problem.
That's enough?
He tell me what to do. My police chief says do this. I do it.
No, I understand. Sometimes the agency has the reputation for being a little stompy.
Well, they're going to want to know
other people's...
why it is that the feds are here when they haven't been invited. So far, from my understanding, this hasn't crossed state lines.
You're correct.
That you know of.
You're correct, and from your perspective, we have a couple other things that we have to be concerned with, but I do understand that oftentimes that the agency is not welcome, especially when we choose to insert ourselves into someone else's investigation. I'm very cognizant
welcome you
of that.
if I was still running it, but it's not my choice anymore, agents.
No, I understand. Would you do us a favor? Just give me your impressions, just 2 law enforcement guys talking it out. What do you think is going on here? Because the information we get is highly filtered and not as candid as we would like.
Roll a d20 against my d20. Just so you know, I rolled a 19.
I rolled a 3.
As you're asking him this, you hear from behind, about the middle of the bullpen, a voice call out across the bullpen. Detective Grady, is that the rest of the data I asked for? As you turn around, you see a thin Asian man in a charcoal 3-piece suit standing in front of an open door to a conference room. And he points at Grady and the envelope that he's holding. Grady holds up a finger towards him. I'll be right there, Inspector Lang. I was just going over some parking permits with these 4 individuals. Don't keep me waiting. The door closes. You know, agents, like I said, I don't want to get in trouble. I'll just go and introduce you to Inspector Lang. He seems like he's a pretty good guy. Pretty thorough.
Okay. I thought you'd said Inspector Lang.
I did say
with your accent, it's Ling, right?
Lang. Yeah,
Lang.
I said that.
Okay.
I said plum.
I just, when it said it was a thin Asian man, I assumed it was Ling and not Lang.
Lang.
Thank you.
You're making fun of the way I say orange.
All right, well, let's introduce us to Inspector Lang.
Grady starts walking towards that door with the 4 of you in tow. He knocks on the door and then just opens it without waiting for anybody to say anything. And you can see that the conference room has become a makeshift command post for 2 individuals. The thin Asian individual wearing the dark suit, who was introduced as Inspector Lang, and you see a chiseled Hispanic woman. They're both sitting at a glass-top table in front of a bulletin board covered with notes and pictures. Grady walks in and drops the folder down on top of the desk and jerks a thumb towards the door and says, "The FBI are here for you now, Inspector Lang. They want to be read in on the Trasco case. Agents, this is Inspector Jason Lang and Forensic Specialist Maria Octavo, Louisiana State CID." Lang looks at you 4 and turns to Grady and says, "That'll be all, Detective." And without anything else, the detective leaves the room, leaving you 3 agents and Richter in the room. Well, agents and Padre, what could I do for you?
Well, we're investigating this case and 2 others, and several other cases that don't concern the immediate investigation. They all appear to be related, so we wanted to get your impressions and take a review of the evidence on this case to find out if we can find a motive. 3 people that didn't have a reason to go insane suddenly do pick up a knife and kill themselves after killing their families. Rather unusual.
Well, hold on a second, Agent. I was under the impression you were here about the Trasco family. Now you're talking about 3 families.
Correct. We're talking about the Hooper, Claiborne, and Trasco families.
Well, I'm going to make no bones about it, Agent. This is an ongoing investigation. But honestly, the whole thing's pretty cut and dry.
How do you figure?
Well, somebody's out there killing these families at random.
So you don't think the person responsible also killed themselves on scene?
I admit it seems a little weird, but it's not. We've seen it before, so I'm not sure how this warrants the FBI's involvement.
When you say you've seen it before, that seems to coincide with several key points of our investigation. Where have you seen this before?
I've seen renegades and whatnot. I've seen people go crazy under LSD. I've seen people go crazy in bars and follow other people back home. It's not that we don't appreciate your help, but we already have a suspect, or should I say suspects.
Who would those be?
The Mercer brothers. Johnny Mercer and Waylon Mercer. And let me tell you, these boys are into voodoo, hoodoo, and all kinds of souped up wild-ass witchery. And they're wanted for murder over in Charlotte. Yeah, 8 weeks ago, they killed the Mandel family in some kind of ritual. Eddie Mandel, Krista Mandel, and Phyllis Mandel, their 7-year-old daughter. Then they headed east, in this direction, towards here, New Iberia.
How's the 7-year-old daughter with the Mandel family? Is she
dead.
deceased?
She is deceased.
Okay. Because apparently young Maxine was also 7, but yet she was not killed. I was wondering maybe there was a connection of the age of the child, but...
I understand that, but let me just tell you right now, that's something that's The information we're kind of keeping under wraps right now. She is our star witness. And we're waiting for the doctors over at Iberia Medical Center to give us the green light to head over and talk to her. How do you know she's alive?
How do we know Maxine is alive?
Yes.
We were just at the Trasco house talking to Detective Norris.
Can you give me the name of the individual that told you that she was alive?
I just know Detective Norris.
Detective
I didn't
Norris.
Didn't get a first name.
Well, we'll get that. He looks back at Octavo and nods, and she writes Detective Norris on a sheet of paper. We'll be having some words with Detective Norris for putting young Maxine's life in danger. She's our star witness.
Putting her in danger by talking to the FBI? That's a new one. Very well.
Nobody was supposed to get that information out. That's how you control leaks. And you see, we just found one.
Well, apparently,
Didn't go so far as to say he was a leak.
Yeah, you just took over the case. I don't think they were under any jurisdiction by you to not speak to federal agents. In fact, we were there before you took over the case.
I'm not going to split hairs here, agents. The case is mine. Plain and simple. What else can I say? We have a witness. As soon as Dr. Windhelm gives us the okay to go speak with her, we'll confirm that.
Okay.
Although Windhelm says she hasn't suffered any physical damage, she is being held for psychiatric evaluation due to the trauma of seeing these two men kill her family. Do we have any other problems with this, agents?
Well, I'd like to speak to Miss Octavio. Miss Octavio, do you have a moment I can ask you some questions? If you are the forensic specialist?
She looks up at Lang. He looks at her and just kind of nods. Take it outside, Maria. She stands up to leave the table and goes towards you to gesture to go out into the bullpen.
Okay.
Father Johann Richter follows you also.
Oh, okay.
They close the door. What could I do for you, Agent and Padre?
So I'll ask her. I go, again, I'm FBI agent. I'm not a forensic specialist, but I don't know if you've had a chance to investigate these things, but is it true? Have you been able to see that the attack that was carried out was done by two men, two individuals, and not the mother of, say, for the Trasco house? Would the wounds on the victims show a apparent upper body strength from young men versus a 30-year-old mother? What are your thoughts on this? And I hope you don't, I'm not trying to be crafty here, but I wanted to get your opinion potentially away from Inspector Lang because he seems a bit stern, and I don't know if he would allow this kind of questioning.
Well, Inspector Lang and I are on the same page. I'm going to tell you that right now, Agent. We've worked together for 6 years. We work very well together. And as far as the amount of force that was used to kill these individuals, it would seem as though... I'm sorry?
Children, sorry. Go on.
Yes. Children. It would not have taken a lot of force to do what was done to the bodies. I spoke with Dr. Angus Barkley, the medical examiner who examined all the bodies, and he's come to the same conclusion that I have as well, that the majority of all of these perforations were done to the upper soft tissue of the torso and the neck, and that would not require a lot of force. The only one that would have required a lot of force would have been the father. And from what I've been able to gather and what Dr. Barkley had said, was that it would take someone with immense strength to get through the father's upper torso region. He was very well endowed muscular-wise. And so I have a hard time believing that a frail, middle-aged woman could do this, let alone do it by herself. We're both under the same thought that it would require two men to control a family of four.
Okay. I was going to ask if there's any evidence of two other figures, footprints, and fingerprints or stuff like that around the house.
Well, there's a lot of smudging throughout the entire crime scene. From the way that the Mandel family was killed, and we know the Mercers are good for that. And then we have the way that the Trasco family was killed, and the Hooper family, and the Claiborne family. We see a pattern. And the pattern dictates that it was these two individuals and that they're both good for the crime. She says that. We go back inside the room with Rice and Odesso, and Lang watches as each, Father Richter and Maria, leave the conference room. The door closes and he looks at the two of you and he says, I'm a little hazy, agents.
Hazy on what?
So let me understand this, agents. I give you a witness. I give you a pattern from two suspects that have run this course. And you still seem to think that... What? That the little 7-year-old girl was responsible for this? I don't understand. What? Tell me what you think.
Well, at this particular point in time, she's a witness, and it's interesting that your current operating theory is that there are other individuals who are responsible for these murders. Yet, I haven't seen any forensic evidence that would suggest that there were any other persons beside the victims on premises, especially before the murders. But obviously, you have a better handle and collection over the evidence, so I'm just curious as to what it is you have.
Evidence-wise?
Yes.
The Mandel family was killed with an edged weapon.
Right.
So was the Trasco family.
Right, but the Trasco the weapon used in the Trasco killings was collected by your, or actually not your, but it was corrected by the detectives' people. They found it. It was on premise, and it matches the blank spot in the knife block that was located at the house. So it seems that the murder weapon was native to the household, was used by household members, and then when it came time to just get the murders done, there it was. Wasn't premeditated, or it could very well be, but it was a weapon of opportunity.
I agree. Mm-hmm. Did you just say that too, Tone?
Yeah, I did.
I agree. It was a weapon of opportunity, but so was the weapon at the Mandel murders. Mm-hmm. At the Mandel residence, these two individuals came in, junked up, looking for quick cash, looking to do some ritualistic killing, and this was the result. And then they left, and then they started heading east 8 weeks ago. 6 weeks ago, our first family pops up on the radar as being killed. At this, he walks over to the bulletin board, and you see that there are these blown up pictures that summarize two families. He says the Claiborne family and the Hooper family. And you see that each family picture shows the family members candidly photographed doing what families do. Mm-hmm. The Claiborne pictures are of the father, the mother, the children doing all these things. They're on the phone, they're barbecuing, all sitting around a table laughing, with the youngest daughter holding her treasured doll. You see the Hooper family. Pictures are no different. Just like the Claibornes, the Hooper family shows similar instances of family members hanging out and doing family things at the beach, playing card games, washing cars, with their youngest daughter holding a doll. He starts pulling out pictures out of the folder and pinning them up on the wall of the Trasco family. And you see the murder scenes. You see the children dead in their beds. You see little Thomas on the staircase. You see Luke Trasco dead in bed. You see Amy Trasco dead in the kitchen. Lang looks at the two of you and says, This is the Mercers.
Agent Lane, I must admit, I am impressed. Your investigation is quite detailed and thorough, crossing several murders and conjoining several different, what would appear at first blush, unrelated connections. Sir, did you ever have training at Quantico?
We're at the state level, Agent. We do our own training here.
Well, this is impressive indeed. The Bureau would be impressed. I am impressed, and I know my fellow agents are also impressed. This is very detailed and thorough. Again, I applaud your connections here. Perhaps you've been able to explore and collect information on the other two individuals. How did you tie them to the other two scenes? Those Mercer brothers. How did you tie the Mercer brothers to the two previous scenes and this one here?
Pattern behavior, Agent.
Got it. I see that's well documented here. Any physical evidence?
We're still chasing them down.
Understood. But did you recover any forensic evidence at any of the scenes that would point to the Mercer brothers as a commonality? I mean, I do see the behavior. I do see that. That's very well documented here. But anything that would just really cinch it up for a not so competent prosecutor?
We're currently working on that right now, Agent.
Understood.
And when Maxine is allowed to be interviewed, we're very confident that she will tell us that the Mercer brothers are the ones that are responsible for this. He kind of like leans back in his chair and folds his arms. Make an observation check.
Good grief. 98.
Wow, a little better.
Yeah, it was better than 100. Good grief. Yeah, Paulie's completely out of it. He has no idea. He's all caught up in his role.
All right, sounds good.
You can definitely
Nothing to
tell.
see here.
You can tell that Inspector Lang is very confident about what he's saying.
Mm-hmm.
Each, you, Father Richter, outside with Agent Octavo. She looks at you and she says, "What else can I tell you, Agent?"
Well, do you happen to know the family members of the Hoopers and the Claibornes offhand? With these,
Aside from them being dead, I don't
do
follow.
you happen to know the family, meaning it's so husband and wife, I assume? Do you know how many kids, the rough ages? Again, these don't need to be exact, but I'm just kind of curious to see if there was a pattern in they looked for not just random families, but maybe these families were linked together.
Well,
How far apart were they too? They're not, again, we're sorry for barging in here. We're just figuring out this. Are they in the same parish? Are they in the same county?
Well, I know that the Claiborne family was, I think they lived like 2.5 miles or so from the Trascos. That was Dean and Martha Claiborne. They had 3 children, Joey, 13, Mindy, who was 7, and Lucy, who was 6. The other family, the Hooper family, they lived about 2 miles from the Trascos as well. And that was Harris and Serena Hooper. They had Sherry, 9, and Haley, who was 7. And I'm sure you're up to speed on the Trascos, right?
Yes, that's the only family that we are somewhat familiar with, having just come back from there.
Okay. Make an intuition check.
Okay. Intuition, under 71. 38, another 38.
You could see that she's really struggling with this.
Okay. What part? Telling me the information or just like she's hiding something?
I wouldn't say she's hiding something. It's more like she wants to feel like she can say more, but she really can't. And it's probably because of her professional status that she doesn't want to lean into whatever it is that you're promoting.
Okay. So you're saying then that on the scene, if the wounds and the strikes that killed these people, and I'll look around, make sure nobody's kind of looking in, make sure Lang's not looking in from the windows, eyeballing us.
Make an observation check.
Okay. Under 72. 76. Failed. But I'll go ahead and ask anyways. So the wounds and all that apparently could have been done by these gentlemen. How old are the Mercers, by the way? Are they teens? Are they in their 20s? Are they losers in their 30s? Living with their mama?
Johnny is 23 and Waylon is 25.
Ah, okay. Losers. Okay. Did it appear to you that there were two probably 180, 190-pound 23 and 25-year-olds at the crime scene? Because my eyes arguably more untrained than yours. I didn't really see that. To me, it would have stood out if I saw Johnny's size 11 boot marks or Waylon's size 10 sneakers in the blood. I didn't see any of that. And I'll look around again, just like kind of showing that I'm worried too.
Make another observation check at negative 20%.
Okay. It's still pretty good. 51. Let's see. 48. Made it by 3.
You see Detective Grady is off in a corner, and he's been watching the three of you and your interaction with one another.
Okay.
You know, I don't know if you would have even picked up the footprints, seeing how the majority of the house was carpeted. And they could have just as easily have killed the mother in the kitchen without getting footprints on the floor in her blood.
Well, the only footprints I saw were all barefoot. And this is me just blowing smoke up her ass right now.
Okay.
People who were in bed. Nobody that I recall was wearing shoes. So if they were there, they would have left shoe tracks everywhere. But all I saw were little children's feet covered in blood, running around frantically. I'm playing up on the emotional side now. I didn't see any sneakers, so maybe these guys are practice executioners, maybe. But for people with the names of Johnny and Waylon, that doesn't sound me as someone who's a smart and elusive serial killer like, say, a Bundy.
We didn't say they were smart, and they're only elusive as long as their luck holds out. And it will end, because luck will only get you so far. And here in New Iberia, it's going to run out for those two boys.
All right, well, those are really the only questions I have right now, unless there's anything more you wanted to ask me about our investigation. I know you're looking for names of people who were giving up witnesses. And I go, I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. I should be treating this a little bit more serious, but it's such a shocking affair to find out that not just one family with 3 kids, and I say 3 on purpose, are murdered.
I do have a question for you, Agent.
What is that?
I'm trying to understand. I could see you being here, and Agent Adesso and Agent Rice, but I don't understand why you have the clergy here.
Well, from what we just met tonight, this is Father Johann Richter. Apparently he knew some people in the family, and when he showed up at the house concerned, I told him that maybe if we get a moment when we get to talk to young Maxine, maybe he'd be able to lend some support to her in her time of need.
He kind of stiffens when you throw him under the bus like that, like...
Well, I didn't ask him to come along. If he's as smooth as we are, maybe he'll see why things get dirty.
She looks at the father and looks back at you and says, "Let's get back in the conference room, Agent." Okay. She doesn't even hold the door open for you. She just goes back inside.
Okay. Well, I'll open the door and hold it open for Father Johann.
You're a good person. I'm glad our ancestors teamed up during World War II.
Half ancestors.
And that is why we lost. Cut more of that shit, Jesus. So you go inside, and you see Adesso and Rice are bringing their engagement to laying to a lull right now. Well, is there anything else, agents?
What will it take for us to get your permission to speak with the young lady in the hospital?
As soon as Dr. Windhelm contacts me, and we've had an opportunity to speak with her, I will notify you, and then you can go speak with her yourself. Is that satisfactory?
Gotcha. Understood. And what was the hospital she's at? I just need the name for the file.
Iberia Medical Center main campus.
Gotcha.
I thought you were trying to get him on something. Like, see if he was going to give us a bogus name.
No, we're good.
I'm just entering the room there. Do I notice that there's these pictures now on the board?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Well, I would like to go over and take a look at them if that's okay.
Sure. Tell me what you want to look at.
Well, I want to see if I notice anything about dolls in the pictures since I was out of the room, but I was listening to what you were talking about.
Okay. Go ahead and make an observation check if you wish.
Okay. 24.
Okay. As you're looking at these pictures of the two families on the board, three families on the board actually, you notice one picture shows the mother of the Claiborne family hugging the mother of the Hooper family. Their drinks held upwards in a toast.
There we go.
Okay, they know each other.
And there's only one picture that shows this. Tell me what else you want to scan.
Well, I'd like to look at all the pictures and see. So seeing that there's the Claiborne mother hugging the Hooper mother, I'm going, okay, they know each other. I want to look at some of these other pictures and see if there's any other of the kids that are showing up in each other's pic. I know what the Trasco kids, I think, look like, but I don't know. I want to see if the kids double up in other pictures, I guess, is what I'm looking at.
Got it.
And specifically, each still thinking about the missing doll. If I see any dolls in those pictures, I want to note that as well.
Okay, so you're looking at the Claiborne pictures, and like I said before, you see the father, mother, children doing family things and whatnot, barbecues, sitting around the table laughing. And you see the one picture shows the youngest daughter holding her treasured doll.
Which family is this?
This is the Claiborne family.
Okay.
And it's an ugly doll. It's got ratty hair, ruby lips. Looks like it's made out of some kind of a odd off-white leather fabric. Its fingers look different sizes, and it's just strange. Like it's got two brown eyes. As you move over towards the Hooper family pictures, you see, just like the Claiborne family, it shows similar instances of family members hanging out, doing their family things and whatnot, washing the car. And you see a picture of your youngest daughter, Haley Hooper, holding a doll, her yellow painted fingernails clutching this thing with ownership. Same doll, it looks like. It's got ratty hair, ruby lips, soft, off-white skin, fingers look in different sizes and whatnot. It's got one brown eye and one blue eye. Lang stands up and gets between you and the board and says, "What are you looking at, Agent? Is there
I
something
hadn't
can
seen
help
what
you?"
the other families looked like. I just wanted to see what these families were, not what they are now.
Make a D20 roll against me.
Okay. 18.
I got an 18 as well.
Roll off.
Damn.
3.
1.
Number 1. Ichi.
You see the Trasco family pictures. Very hard to see. They're obscured by Lang's frame being in the way. But you do notice one picture of Maxine holding a doll. Ratty hair, ruby lips, soft off-white skin,
2 blue eyes.
one brown eye, one blue eye, and one odd finger with yellow fingernail polish on it.
Ooh.
And I will see you next episode.
Awesome. Oh, Ryder muted himself. Look at that.
We can only imagine what he's saying.
Like these fucking assholes.
Every page turn is fuck, shit, damn, fuck. Well, while Ryder's looking, what other, I was going to ask her about the physical evidence. Did it look like there were two gangly youths or 6 feet tall brothers stomping around the places? And all that. I was going to ask her that.
Yeah,
Also,
I don't think they were ever on premise, or else there'd be some physical signs.
Nah, it's the fucking, and because the perfect example for you to ask Odessa would be, or when you were looking at the crime scene, did you see any footprints around the body where she got killed in front of the fridge? Because that's a pretty specific spot, right?
Right.
It's not like there's carpet that can soak up the footprints and all that. But if they were holding her up in front of the fridge and killed her, that's why. Oh, and another thing, that's why I was saying he's mentioned dolls in 2 of the pictures, and we're looking at a missing doll, maybe that's at the hospital with her.
Right.
Yeah, we need to follow up on
Exactly.
that. Okay, sorry, Ryder.
It's okay, I'll put this on the back end.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us once again on Roll the Hard 20 podcast. Remember, you can find us and subscribe to the show on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Pandora Radio, iHeart Radio, Amazon Podcasts, and Audible. And if you like what you're listening to, be sure to leave us that 5-star rating and review. Don't forget about our YouTube channel at Roll the Hard 20. So if you're into watching and you want to help support this show, then head on over and hit that subscribe button. It really does help the show out. We can also be found in the wild on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, so don't forget to look for us there and check us out. You can also contact the show directly at rollthehard20podcast@gmail.com or head on over to the website at rollthehard20podcast.com, where you can download the current show directly, pick and choose past shows from our archives, or view our galleries. We've got a lot of stuff posted over there, so check us out. And finally, join us on our Patreon at patreon.com/rollthehard20podcast, where you can become a hard slinger and pick up swag. So until next time, keep your dice warm and your glass topped off as you roll those hard 20s.